What's up YouTube, Dale here from Zephyr Wargames, and today I'm bringing an update to Yugi's Dark Magician Slifer profile. That's right, the last time I touched this deck was about 9 months ago, and I thought I would update this as a massive shout out to Aiden Mallison, who said he has an anime night at Geek Retreat, and I thought that's an awesome idea for a duel to kind of see how everything can work against each other and all the anime decks, and kind of slow the pace down a bit. So, with all of that out of the way, please smash that like button, hit that notification bell, and subscribe so you don't miss out on any more upcoming content. If you like anime deck profiles like this, then let me know in the comments below, and I'll be more than happy to bring more to you, and then let me know in the comments which ones you would like to see. I'll also show you a combo at the end of the video that allows you to utilise the Slifer trap to its max potential. So let's start off with the Dark Magician card. So pretty standard in all my builds right now is 2 Dark Magician, 3 Rod, 3 Souls, 2 Illusion, 2 Prep, 1 Timaeus, and then this is where it changes up to keep it anime focused. So to keep it anime focused, we do have the 1 Apprentice, the 1 DMG, the 1 Oracle, and the 1 Palladium. Yes, we are going for the full draw 4 off of Servant. We are going all out anime on this one, being able to use the target kind of revival of Palladium, Oracle Mana, the aggression of Mahard. I can just imagine in an anime duel where the pace is a lot slower, the top deck of a Mahard would be absolutely game changing. Obviously, Dark Magician Girl has double focus in this build because she'll actually give you the ability. I am playing Bond between teacher and student and Dark Burning Magic. I think again, because it's anime themed, that's definitely something that Yugi will be playing, and I felt that it would definitely be utilised in this build as well. So that's it for kind of like the Dark Magician monster lineup. Just showing off the Slifer engine itself. Of course, we are playing the 1 Slifer, the Sky Dragon, with triple revived Sky God. Now, you can actually play this at 2 if you want to, because we are playing Trap Trick in the deck, just to kind of make this a little bit more consistent, while also utilising other traps in the deck as well. So the activation of this card or its effects cannot be negated, nor can its effects be negated. Special summon 1 Slifer the Sky Dragon from the graveyard, then each player draws until they have 6 cards in their hand. You can banish this card from the graveyard to place a monster reborn from your deck or graveyard onto the top of your deck. And then if a Divine Beast monster is in your graveyard, you draw 1 card. So it's a nice way of getting a monster reborn for the follow-up of the next turn. Keep in mind that when you special summon out something like Slifer the Sky Dragon, it will destroy itself in the end phase, but there is a little bit of a funny interaction where combination can negate that effect so that it doesn't destroy itself, but you kind of want Slifer going to the graveyard because then that's when you can abuse the revived Sky God. For the Dark Magician spells, we are playing 3 Soul Servant. Already talked about this one in this deck as well, specifically when you're trying to get Mana, Mahard, Dark Magician Girl, and it's easy to get most of them to the graveyard very easily. Drawing 4 off of this is insane, because if you draw 4 and then follow up with a draw 6, obviously the idea is you need to empty your hand, but this one will be during your turn, and then this one will be during your opponent's turn. So you're basically trying to speed up the play of the game with this deck as well. Then we are playing 2 Dark Magical Circle, and the reason in this version we are now playing 2 is the fact that there are just so many more targets. So not only can it search you out Soul Servant, but it can also get you to bond between teacher and student, your Dark Burning Magic, Magician's Salvation, Secret's Dark Magic, Eternal Soul, and of course Magician's Combination. So you've got so many more targets that you don't mind revealing off of your circle to possibly be able to add them to the hand. And the reason we go bond between is because it's a lot easier to get Dark Magician to the board. Yes, you could go with Sage Stone, but I like the idea of being able to get not only just Dark Magician Girl, but also get Dark Burning Magic, which again, in an anime duel where everything's going to be a lot slower and then it's not going to be crazy extra deck spamming the board, Dark Burning Magic nuking the board can be a very powerful play. Then how do you get Slifer from the deck? Well, you use my favourite card, and that is the True Name. And the reason I like this so much, especially when you combo it off with Circle and Soul Servant, is all you need to do is declare 1 name. You excavate the top card of your deck, and if it is the declared card, you add it to your hand. And then, if you added it to the hand, or you can add to your hand or special summon a divine monster from the deck, otherwise send it to the graveyard. So the idea is you've got Circle, which is 2, and then 3 Soul Servant. You've got 5 ways to logically and legally stack your deck so you know exactly what card is coming next. So that when you activate True Name, it's almost a 100% guarantee, unless you forget what card it is, big oof, to summon Slifer from the deck. And that allows you to use it as link fodder or let it destroy itself to get it into the graveyard so you can utilise the trap card. It's a shame that the trap card needs Slifer to be specifically in the graveyard, so you need to find as many ways to get it there as possible. We are then of course playing the one Magicalized Fusion and the one Monster Reborn. Now, depending on if you want to be invited to the next Geek Retreat, we are playing 2 Eradicator and 2 Trap Trick. Now, obviously, Trap Trick can also get you to the Revived Sky God, but it can also get you to Eradicator should you get stopped early doors, or should you not be able to set up the Sky God play. Being able to use Eradicator off the back of something like Dark Magician can be devastating. And the way I looked at it was, if Kaiba gets Crush Card, Eradicator is definitely a card that Yugi would have, in my opinion. So if you're not allowed to play Eradicator, or this is not anime enough for you, then take it out and then you can change it up a little bit. You can put in stuff like Imperms if you want to. Any other normal trap will fit this kind of scope of everything. The idea is you now just have 5 copies of the Sky God, and you can also have an alternative with Eradicator. So that's it for the main deck. Let's move on to the extra deck. So of course with the extra deck we are playing the one brand new Dark Magician, the Knight of Dragon Magic. This is going to be a little bit more difficult to get into because it does require specifically a level 7 or higher dragon. So the only way you're going to be able to utilise it is if you're utilising the Tomoyasu United Dragon. So it is a little bit specific, but being able to get this can give all of your monsters piercing, which can be absolutely destroying if you get into Quintet. Now, the way you get into Quintet is obviously off of your Magicalized Fusion, and then you're going to have 5 spellcasts in the graveyard, which is very easy to do because you're going to have Dark Magician, Rod, Souls, Mana, Mahard, DMG, you name it. But being able to give this piercing would be funny in an anime duel. We've then, of course, got the one Dragoon and the one Dark Magicians and the one Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight. Now, you're never going to summon all 5 of these in the same turn or same game. You're probably only ever going to summon 1, if not 2, because you've got 1 searchable fusion spell and then another one which isn't searchable at the moment, unless you're going to be playing stuff like Thrust, or if you really want it to be spicy, you put the Dogmatica engine in. But if you're doing that, it kind of goes back to the previous build that I showed you earlier this week. The idea is you've just got a couple of options here. You could very easily put in Eye of Tomias if you wanted to, and that will help you cheat out some of these cards here, but that is entirely up to you. If you're like, okay, Eradicator is not anime friendly or isn't really anime related for Yugi's deck, then Eye of Tomias is your next best option. And the best thing about that, and what I really like, is if you reveal Eye of Tomias off of Dark Magical Circle, you put it to the top of the deck, you activate the true name, technically, Eye of Tomias becomes searchable. Just saying. And then for the XYZs, we got the one Big Eye, Red Eyes Flare, Ibon Illusion, and Naruto. Now, Naruto can actually be used with Mana or Illusion or Dark Magician Girl, and it can also rank up into a Ibon Illusion as well. So you've got a nice little play and synergy there. Then for the Link monsters, I am playing the one Umduct, which is another way to get to a Dragon for Dragoon, but you can't use it for the Dark Magician, the Magical Knight, because it requires a level 7. The idea behind that is you've also got Cross Sheep, you're playing XYZs and Fusion, so you can get a Revival as well. You've also got IP Masculina, plus Dark the Dark Charmer, definitely a card that I reckon Yugi would be playing, as well as Selene. And then, rather than Access Code, I went with Avramax. Whether that fits in Yugi's theme or not, I kind of felt that it probably fit a little bit more than Access Code, and it's definitely a lot more accessible in that sense. But the idea is, again, if you bring back Dark Magician, you turn it into Umduct, you've then got 2 monsters special from the extra deck, gives you into the Avramax. IP can get you into Avramax if you've got monsters from the extra deck. Dark can climb up into Selene, which can lead you into Umduct, Avramax. So you're getting kind of like a very sturdy boss monster. Again, if this isn't very anime themed, and you're like, okay, well, this doesn't fit within the anime realms and every card needs to have featured in the anime, then you're probably going to adapt your extra deck to be more so for Eye of Tomias. And then that means you can play Dark Paladin, you can play Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight, you can play the one with Gaia Champion, absolutely everything. So now I'm going to take you through the combo that will allow you to technically draw 7. So here is the very simple combo. Now, you've got only 2 ways to get into Revived Sky God. It can either be itself or the Trap Trick. The one card you need to hard draw will be the True Name. And then the Searcher card leading to a stack. So this can be Illusion of Chaos, this can be Magician's Rod, Dark Magic Circle, or of course Soul Servant. So what we're going to do here is we're going to normal summon the Rod, we're going to use the effect to search out the circle, we're going to activate the circle to look at the top 3 cards of the deck. Now obviously we're just going to use this as an example of cards we can't add, so it doesn't really matter. Any of these cards, as long as you put them back in an order, you activate the True Name, you call the correct card, you've literally just seen it. This will then allow you to add the card to your hand, so you've got that part sorted, and because you've successfully called it, you'll be able to special summon Slifer to the board. Now you can end it here, let Slifer destroy itself, absolutely fine, but you want to get a bit of advantage from it, so you want to link both of these together and go into an IP Masquerena. This is where you might want to consider a Nightmare Unicorn, just to kind of give you that bit more advantage. Keeping in mind you still have 2 more cards in the hand, but if you've burnt the hand, you'll still be able to draw the max potential. So this is where your hand currently stands. You've got the 1 card you've added. Ideally you want a card that you can set, so it means you're going to draw more cards, but either way, it doesn't matter. You're then going to pass your opponent's turn, and off the back of your opponent's turn, as soon as they drop a card from their hand so that they can draw a card to make them have 6, you activate the Revive Sky God. This will then allow you to bring back Slifer, and then you replenish your hand until you have 6 in there ready to rock and to roll. So as soon as you hit that kind of limit, that's when you're going to be able to go, okay, cool, I've got everything I need. My Slifer is currently going to be sitting on 6k, 6k, and then anything your opponent puts on the board is just going to be reduced. Then if at any point it becomes threatened, you can IP, and that's when you'd probably want to go into a Nightmare Unicorn, and then you can discard one of your cards to spin a card back. So you're basically walling up a little bit. It's a very simple, very direct combo, but definitely in a slower paced game with anime focused, you're going to be able to do it a lot easier and a lot more consistency to get as much value as possible. Plus draw 6 in an anime duel, broken. Pot agreed who? Yeah, so that's pretty much it for the entire thing. Let me know in the comments below if you have any questions. Let me know if you're enjoying, or you enjoy the anime style decks, because if you do, I will be more than happy to bring more for you and actually show you a couple of different versions. Obviously, there's loads from the GX era, the 5Ds era, all the way up from the original era, you name it. Like, the anime focused decks, that's what I grew up on, that's what the anime is to me. It's kind of what got me into the game. We've all known someone that's gone, okay, cool, normal summon a monster of level 5 or higher with no tribute, because that's how they did it in Duelist Kingdom. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Any questions at all, by all means, put them in the comments down below. Aiden, you're going to have to let me know where your Geek Retreat is that do an anime-styled night, because I think it sounds a hell of a lot of fun. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share. Till next time, guys, as absolutely always, stay safe, and of course, happy dueling.